Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of CCG Poker TV, brought to you by Brandon's Text Messages.
Dave Dapper.
Nice. This is the December free roll for the November qualifiers, maybe next year, because we're definitely going to do this again, yeah?
Yeah.
Definitely going to do it again.
Second half of 2023.
Second half of 23. You can see in the background there, the first half of 23 is going to be our big time count it, 1-2 main event seats given away at CCG to our most loyal, dedicated, and...
Brought to you by Rockstar Energy.
Yep. Should be good. We got a lot of familiar faces here. You got Kenny and the Seahawks. You can't tell, but Kenny's got a killer outfit on that day.
Yeah.
I was super impressed.
Seahawk pants, lime green shoes. I mean, he had it all, literally top to bottom.
It was fantastic.
Steve back again. Zoran in the 2-4, what is that, the 6 seat?
Chris in the 9 seat.
Chris won it last month.
Yes, he did.
The October/November.
And, spoiler alert, sorry everybody, in case they haven't watched it. It's been out for a month, it's fine.
It's been out for a month. I thought you were going to spoil something about today's episode.
You got Matt in the Expo hat, which is phenomenal.
The retro Expo hat.
Phenomenal hat right there.
Yeah. He played a lot of the big stuff last month.
Shane's a new guy. No, Shane actually, I think, made it last month, but I don't know if he made the finale. Yeah, I don't know if he made the recording. I think he was one of the first two out before the break. Chastity in the 2 seat. A couple aces here to start off.
Don't bet the cards. Other than that,
we got everybody in, ready to go.
actions on Matt.
Is this a practice hand? This is
No,
a real
no,
hand?
it's a live hand.
Okay, live hand. Actions on Matt. Blinds 3-6-6. 20K starting stack.
So something interesting I've been noticing, the WSOP changed. They used to be big blind ante would go in first.
Yeah.
Now they're switching to big blind ante is now second. Big blind takes precedent. Weird, right?
It is weird.
A little weird. Chastity looks like she's going to call here with an ace-3 up against Kenny's ace-3.
That makes it a little more favorable for the short stacks, right?
Yes, it does. It does.
Because they get a chance to win all that money now.
Correct.
Even though they didn't pay their ante.
50.
First hand mystery flop here.
Mystery flop. No mystery, though. Kenny is betting. 1,500?
King 7-4, he's just betting out of the big blind. Figure that's a big blind hand if I ever saw one. Chris probably was hoping to see a deuce. We get a fold.
Yeah, 16 from Kenny. Fold. Take it down.
Yeah, I mean, that's your spot, right? When you're the big blind and it's a garbage flop, nobody raised you pre-flop,
Yeah,
you probably should fire into it.
Kenny likes to fire.
He does.
He doesn't miss many bets.
Nope.
Which is, hey, I like it. So we got Chastity with the massive chip lead.
Mm-hmm.
Shane and Kenny a little bit over starting stack. Zoran starting stack. Then Steve, Chris, and Matt all at the bottom.
Just under starting stack.
Yeah, with 13K. 13K is still plenty here.
Yeah, and he blinds for 3-6.
So 24 big blinds, something like that. 23 bigs. Plenty to work with.
Hopefully the hands are better than, was it last month?
2 months. They've
just
been,
like, nobody's getting good cards.
No, it's tough. You
Not a
need
lot
like
of
a good
action
hand
hands.
and a second hand.
Second place hand.
Last month it was to 15.
Shane's raising it up with the King Queen, I believe. 1,500 it looks like.
Blackjack hand, I like to call him.
I'm on TV doing this.
Chris is out, Chastity's out, Kenny's out, Matt probably not going to defend that big blind, take it down.
Yep.
And once again, here we go.
Good opportunity to raise and see where you're at.
Yeah, take it down. All right, so everybody's in the money. You guys know the drill. Not too much pay jumps to worry about yet.
First place is 1,000. Second place is 600.
Third is 400, and then there's
It
a
goes
couple
down from
threes
there.
and a couple twos and a couple ones after that.
Yep.
So not much ICM pressure.
Kind of a true free roll, right?
Yeah, it's true free roll. I mean, you show up, you get
You're already in.
$100.
You just show up, bust, you get $100.
Or don't even show up, you get $100.
Also true.
Jose, shout out.
Yep, he should be in our 1 seat. He wasn't able to make it.
All right, Zoran under the gun with the King 5. He's going to be out of there. Shane's going to be out of there. Chris, however,
Pocket Rockets.
let's see how he plays it. We're going to raise 2,000.
2,000. It's a good raise.
Yeah, 3.33 seems great.
3
Reasonable.
1/3.
Yeah, seems reasonable. Once again, not too many second place hands here. Matt, maybe in the small blind with 10-8.
Yeah, he's only got to
Nope.
call another 1,500. Nah,
He's
that's
out.
it.
Even Steve's going to fold the Jack 3.
Even Steve. Don't want to go up against that one.
And Chris, probably a little disappointed to take it down there with aces. 13,000 chip stack, 22 big blinds. You're ready to get it in.
I mean, I know it's the age-old adage, right? You either win a small pot or lose a big one with aces.
You want a small one there?
I guess I'd rather win a small one than lose a
If
big
those
one.
are my two options, I'll take the winning of the small
I mean,
one. But
I'd rather win a big one.
right, does
but
that ever
never
happen?
happened. No.
Or lose a small one? Never seen to lose a small one with aces.
No.
But I give it back.
You either win a little one or you lose a big one. All right, ace queen for Kenny, suited, cutoff position.
So do you just look for the best hand, or do you
I
just
do.
start in position? So I just
look
started
at the
position.
best hand. I like Shane's race here with the little suited connector.
Under the gun.
Chastity's got another one. She's going to call. Kenny, he's just going to smooth call that.
Now you know what they say, 2023 poker. Under the gun is the new button.
That's what is that a thing that people are saying?
Yeah. One of the best places to steal from now is under the gun because you just get so much credit for it.
Because nobody thinks you're wild enough to have all
Right,
those
to have
people behind
9-8
you.
of hearts there, like it's or 9-8 of diamonds here.
Either
It's
way, yeah.
always like ace jack plus.
Yep. So even Kenny slows down with these suited
Right,
ace queen.
because of the under the gun
yeah,
raise.
under the gun raised. I better just see a
So
flop
like I said,
here.
under the gun is the new button. We're playing ahead of the curve poker here at CCG. What is it called?
CCG Poker TV Studios live from
There
Chicago
you go.
/ Naperville, Illinois. Free drinks. Well,
All right.
you get free soda.
10-5 deuce, couple of diamonds. Shane flops a flush draw and elects to check. Interesting. I wonder if he has check raise incoming in his
I
sights.
would love to see a check raise here. Chastity with the 7-8. She kind of whiffed her flop.
She's the one firing, and now he's probably just going to smooth call. Okay.
So she bets at a pure bluff, just a pure bluff, gets the best hand to fold.
Now she picks up a gutter ball
Yep.
and continue your story. Keep betting. It's always good to bluff the flop, get called, and then turn equity. It makes you feel more inspired to just
to keep
bet again.
to keep going.
Because it's
down
like,
that
you know
road.
what? At least I got some outs now. I can just drill a 6 here,
Now,
and everything will be okay.
At this point of your Chastity, although it is much easier to see the hands. I mean, you're kind of pretty confident here as long as there's no diamond on the river. Eights.
That's a nasty card. It's actually one of the nastiest cards because,
And then Shane fires into her. All in?
yeah.
Wow, dog.
See,
Trying
my
to get
question is Shane bluffing or is he value betting?
He's bluffing.
He's bluffing.
I
He's
think
just turning
he-
his hand into a bluff.
I think he thinks that she's got a 10. He can get her to fold with that 8. I guess. Or maybe he put her on
That's
diamonds.
what I'm asking. If he
don't
put
know.
but he has diamonds, so he's blocking the diamonds. That's an interesting one. Shane, let us know.
Yeah, Shane,
Are
tell us
you
what-
are you trying to get called there for value, or did that 8 you missed your diamonds and you're just all in on the missed diamonds, and the 8 you would have done the same thing if it was a queen or a jack or any card.
Any
It just
card.
happened to be a pair. You know?
that was the plan the whole way. Check call, raise, check call,
If
and
I
then
missed my
fire.
diamonds, fire. That seems more likely.
He was firing on the river no matter what came out.
Yeah.
I kind of like having an idea of what I'm going to do regardless of what card comes out. Like, I don't care what card comes out, I'm just going to fire this.
See, I'm unfiltered.
Nice of Chastity to get away so easily. I mean, she bluffed, and
I
then
think-
rivered a pair and 8s.
I think if he'd have bet like 6K there, she
calls.
snap calls.
Yeah.
She also is the chip leader, so his 13,000 all-in bet was probably the most bet he could get through on a bluff. I think if he tries to bluff 6,000 or 7,000,
She
she's
just
going to call.
pick them off with like any
So
pair.
it's like he almost had to use the term all in to try to scare away anything there.
All right, Chastity opens. Everybody folds. Shane with the 9-4 off, and the big blind ain't going to get it done. On to the next hand. We're kind of cruising here.
Yeah, it's not bad.
A lot of big hands, just nothing to compete with them yet.
It's just his circle. That's
Mike, the celebrity dealer. It's like he only shows up for the free rolls now.
That's it.
It's a once-a-month guy. All right, under the gun, Chastity, ace 8 offsuits. Find a muck here, Chastity. Come on.
Who she got? Ace 8.
Ace 8 off, okay.
Under the gun's a new button.
Raise it up, 1,200.
Double the bets.
Well, a whole lot of squidoosh so far.
Shane's got 10s.
Yeah. And here we go. 10s. In our toughest premium hands to play.
Yep.
Facing it under the gun. He elects to just play it safe. See a flop. Here they are, the 2 chip leaders.
I think I would have just seen a flop.
Okay.
It's a good flop, although Chassis does have an open ender at the bottom.
Yeah, this is great news for Shane.
Yeah.
And now this is like the exact texture that you want to be raising with a set on the flop. And he's going to, because there's a lot of bad turns. The hearts, the queens, the kings, the 8s, the 7s. I mean, you need to...
You need a wet deuce.
Yeah, wet napkin.
Yep, I was just going to say that. You need a napkin to come out.
It also puts her in a weird spot with an 8. I mean, she's just like, what, calling for a 7? Like, you know, I mean, it's fine. But, like, it puts her in an awkward spot. And you are probably going to be able... No, you're out of position. So you just want a good turn with 10s. And... Dun, dun, dun. That's a pretty good turn. Actually, it's a great turn for Shane.
It's a great turn for Shane. Not the ideal turn for Chastity, because now she's got top pair with that open ender.
Interesting.
4,100
Shane raises the flop and then decides to check the turn, right?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, he took control of the hand and then gave it right back to Chastity. And obviously she takes the bite with that turn card. I mean, who wouldn't bet with that turn? And now he needs to elect, is he going to check raise twice? I mean, it's not often you get to see the check raise. He does. 2 check raises in one hand.
I think he would have been. I think it was one of those things where he was checking the turn, would have been happy to see a free river, and if not, I think his only option there is to raise her.
So he raises to 11. She calls. River's a heart. She
checks
breaks
again.
He checks. She's gonna check. She's got showdown value. I mean, this would be turning her hand straight into a bluff if she was to fire all in here and represent hearts. She does have the 8 of heart blocker. However, I mean, hearts make a lot of sense from Chastity's line here. She called 2 check raises. She has to have something. She does do elect to check back and show down the ace pair of aces, which is no good. Shane with the set of 10s takes it down.
So she did check.
Yeah, she
I think
found
it's
a
the right
check.
move.
Me too.
You got to check there.
Well, shocking enough, Steve 0% VPIP here. But we've
Matt,
only
our
played
newcomer in the
5-6.
4 seat in the Expo hat, 0 voluntarily put chips in the pot. Neither has Zoran.
Chastity, on the other hand, she's volunteering like it's a
She loves
charity
the
event on a
volunteer
Friday.
chips. Yeah, she loves the volunteer chips.
If she would rep that plus,
Doesn't look good out there, man.
definitely was calling.
Yep, we are currently at the CCG studios here, recording on Thursday, December 22nd.
At noon.
At high noon.
High noon.
The event's going to start here in about 2 hours, and the snow is here that they have claimed is the winter storm of, like, the century, is what they're selling it as.
Yeah. It's that Siberian air.
Siberian air.
Yeah. You know, it leaked through the jet stream.
How does air seep through the jet stream?
I don't know.
It gets in there?
Yeah. Well, it went like over the polars and into us.
Like an underage kid in a bar, huh?
Yeah, it just seeped in through the cracks.
Got in there. All right, Queens for Chris. He's all in. Chastity, no. Kenny, no.
All right,
Matt.
hold on. So we'll go in the right order.
Oh, I didn't see Matt.
Matt shoves with 6s.
Makes more sense.
Chris reshoves with queens. And everybody else folds. Don't go in order of hands.
Sorry.
Go in order of
I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy making underage jokes.
Queens and 6s.
Flopsies, stopsies.
Chris does have Matt covered here, so this is for Matt's tournament life as you see him on the edge of his seat. Quite literally. A little bit of trouble with the flop.
There we go.
Oh, hello.
Not bad. 2-6-4.
Wow. A little diamond for a sweat one time.
Yeah.
Matt doesn't look upset.
Niner. So. Upside down 6. See our behind the scenes screens there. It's pretty cool.
From literally in front of the scenes, but. All right, so Matt finds a full double, and Chris is down to pennies.
Marty is there. I believe he got knocked out with aces. He was in our 7 seat.
Yeah.
Pre-TV.
Pre-TV. 2, 4, 6.
He made the
7.
final table, but not the official final table, right? That's what they say, the TV final table. That would kind of suck.
It would.
You made like, I mean, I know they don't have a TV final table. When do they start recording both tables at the WSOP main event? Do they do like the final 2 tables, the final 3
It's like
tables?
the final 4.
And they're just kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, they're at like all of them all the time. In that
but not
arena.
RFID, but they're doing like
No, there's like one RFID.
one
feature
RFID,
table.
and then the other 3 they
two
just do like
RFID.
live.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. All right, I'm going in order this time.
So Matt, there you go.
4 seats always the most difficult spot to get your cards read. So if you do play on the CCG final table, I'm trying to work on that. It's just the circle on the felt is a little off. Shane's out. Chris is out.
Bunch of mucks.
Chastity with an ace and an 8 elects to just limpy.
We get to see, you can learn a lot about a poker player on their blind versus blind play.
Oh, wow.
You really can. And I mean, yeah. Chastity's limping the ace 8. And then Kenny's going to make a big raise saying, I'm here to take it down. And she's got an ace and she's going to defend. Out of position don't matter. This is a good spot for Kenny. Still a good spot for Kenny.
Yep, 9-6 deuce.
Although this does hit some of Chastity's small blind range here. That yeah. So that's one of those ones where if you want to get funky from the small blind, you just lead on the 9-6 deuce. How many 9s does Kenny really have there raising into you, right? I mean, you have all the 9s, all the 8-7s, all the 10-8s.
Chastity does.
Yeah.
So you think if she'd have check raised there, she might?
No,
have
not
through.
check raise out. Yeah, definitely gets through. But like just leading. Just lead when you're out of position with all those range advantages that you have. And I mean, 9-6 deuce.
I feel like
what
in
does
my
Kenny-
play, I can do that once, but then if the person calls, I don't know what to do in the next.
But then
spot.
but you still need to like realize that part of their range is Kenny calling with ace 10 high, right? I mean, like that's
working it at 9 or under,
just
and then
keeping you honest, and
Yeah.
then or just floating and thinking they have the best hand. So like there's you need to continue the story on all the cards that, like when the ace slams, stop continuing the story. When the 8 of diamonds, hey, let's go. I got all this. How can you have anything?
3.9 now.
You always say the bluff's got to start on the flop.
Yeah,
you
right.
can't
The story just can't just show up.
Yeah, I always show up.
Right. Like all of a sudden you find out on the river that you got the ace blocker, and now you decide to be like pot. Well, where were you the other 3 streets of this hand to show us somewhere where you had the nut flush? Nowhere.
Nowhere. There was nowhere to be seen. Sitting out in the blizzard.
Yep.
And I have a T-shirt.
We got 4-way action. Looks like Zoran has top pair. Matt has a gut ball and an ace. Chastity also has the same hand as Zoran.
Yep.
Sweet. And
Top for a chop.
And Kenny's drawing dead.
Kenny's not looking good here. Can't hit an 8. Can't hit a queen. Could hit a queen.
Then you just need another queen.
Correct.
Often I can tease you.
Gonna need 2 queens.
Two
Much better
queens.
player.
A couple of Hollywood waiters.
All right, so Matt, with these newfound chips and a set of 6s later, he's going to get adventurous and
And a gift. Just a gift chips.
today slams
an
the
ace.
ace. Checks. This is a bad card for everybody. Check. Matt instantly knows he's good.
Yeah,
4's
now-
a little bit scary, but I mean Matt can still comfortably butt an ace. He pretty much chops with all the aces.
Yep.
So now his kicker is no longer
Less
an issue.
worried about that kicker. Steve's making some kind of comment about I
Zoran
should've
never has a 4 here. I mean, neither does Chastity, really. This is a pretty comfortable spot here for Matt. She's going to look him up. He's going to show her the bad news, and she's going to muck. Matt, up to 33.6. Nice little run from 11K. Chastity from 51K down to 18K. Yikes.
Big swings.
I can have shit anyway that I need.
How much is your bar?
All right, moving on.
How much is your
I
bar?
mean, I had days on the turn, you know.
I will say everybody plays pretty quick in these things.
Bar where no live for
Yeah, I mean they're 15-minute levels, so it's not like they're.
I don't mean to play. I mean like the actual play. Like nobody's tanking. Everyone's
Yeah.
making quick decisions. They're betting when they want to bet, checking when they want to check, and no Hollywooding and no pausing 4 seconds before they look at their cards and all that garbage. All right, Zoran mucking is under the gun garbage. Shane with the ace queen off as the chip leader. He's going to come in for an open certainly. We are up 4-8-8.
Raise the 2,000.
2,000. Standard open at 488 is 2,000. Little 2-point.
Call.
I don't know. Something. 5. Steve's out of there. All right, so Chastity's looking them up with 6s. She would love a 6, obviously. Shane would love an ace, and Shane gets an ace.
4,000.
He's going to bet 4,000. There's no way Chastity can continue on the ace king 9.
Don't underestimate Chastity's ability to just keep firing bullets.
No, she knows.
At least put something in the range of it.
Shane was the aggressor pre-flop. She looked him up, and Shane continued. And what are you going to do with 6
Three
king?
times my size.
Ace king 9. Yeah, fold.
I can't even see. I mean, like, I can see a smile. I can't.
Just gonna fold. It happens. It happens.
I don't know.
I can read his
A little bit of arguing here going on. Not
All right,
arguing. Banter. Little
yeah,
banter.
little friendly banter.
How much is it? 300?
All right, so Shane and Matt.
I will say the nice thing about these free rolls is that you have to play a month at CCG to qualify, right? Only the top 9 tournament players get in. You only get points if you finish in the top 5 of any tournament.
Yeah.
So the nice thing is you get to learn and know these players. So it's almost, it truly is like a tournament of champions because you've played with and you've experienced final tables with a lot of these players.
And maneuvered around for points.
Yeah,
and
it's super cool, and you start to learn each other's names. Like, oh, I got a jockey for position here and there. I mean, unless you're in first place, second place. I mean, if you're at that bottom of that list, I mean,
yeah, and it changes
one bad
quick.
weekend.
It changes quick
Yeah, I mean, you
with the
could-
Batavia and a yeah.
You know, where you get some bonus points and things of that nature. It's
Yeah,
good.
that weekend where Tinley or not Tinley, Oaklawn's points and a half, and then Batavia's 2x, so you get a couple bonuses.
It's
one
always the
weekend.
second weekend of the month.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always a good tournament weekend. 8 deuce versus 8-3. They both flop an 8.
1,500.
This is interesting.
Kenny's in the cutoff.
Kenny
so
just limped the cutoff with the 8-3 off.
Yep.
I mean, I
kinda-
kinda love
kinda
it.
gangster.
I don't really know what to say.
I love it.
Other than I love it, yeah. Obviously, he's got bottom pair, bottom kicker, and he's going for value. Little does he know, Zoran has a bottom pair with a more bottom kicker.
And Zoran turns clubs.
Yeah.
Not sure he's too happy about the clubs, but get you some backdoor outs.
I'm sure he's pretty happy about the clubs.
He's still in a check. Kenny checks back at him.
7.
7
Chop pot.
means nobody's kicker is going
This
to
is
qualify.
going to go check, check, and if it doesn't, the person who bet is going to win.
Could be Kenny. My vote's it's going to be Kenny.
Check, check.
Kenny.
I got an 8.
Jab it up.
I got an 8.
Jab it up. Kenny goes, man, you got so lucky on that hand. You play that garbage? I remember him saying it, and I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome.
He's in the blind at least. You're behind the button.
That was awesome.
All right, so 2 happy winners.
2 happy winners.
I can't believe he called me. I bet it.
All right, chip count. Currently, Shane is our chip leader. Matt with that massive 6 all in with the 6 on a flop up to 33 and in second place. Kenny, Matt, and Shane are the only ones with over starting chip stacks. Chastity, Zoran, Steve, and Chris all under the original stack size. Chastity's been at the top and now at the bottom. Not quite all the way at the bottom, but she was at 60 and now she's at like 18, 16.
Well, good thing for her, Chris is at 2, so she's got a ways from the actual
Yep.
bottom. Unless Chris gets knocked out, then all of a sudden she is the new bottom.
Correct. That math checks out.
Yeah, it does. And speaking of Chris, he's all in.
Even my computer says snowing now.
Wow, that's when you know it's bad.
All right, the roads aren't bad, folks. So if you're watching this
Right,
afternoon,
just get there early,
go
and you're
early.
fine, and then just stay all day,
and then let them get the snow trucks
and
down.
then leave at midnight.
And then I don't want to induce action here. I don't want to
Wow.
induce people to be like, Ken told me to go, and now I'm stuck on the side of the road, and I'm scared for my life. I don't want that. However, I did see a video on TikTok where it was like a statey in Wyoming. Can't see anything in front of him. It's a completely white nothing. And he's driving like 5 miles an hour because you can all of a sudden you see like a street sign come into view. So I don't know if it's just a camera can't pick up anything or he can barely see like maybe 2 or 3 feet in front of him. But how crazy is that?
Yeah, I saw
I've never experienced
Montana, like negative 40 degrees, and it was just this guy out of his window, and it was just blowing like out of a movie scene. Like it was
Yeah.
Like literally like a Siberian winter night.
Siberian Nights. All right, Kenny's all in with the Queen 3 here. He's got not the best hand.
Which nobody actually lives in Siberia, right?
I don't think so.
Because it's just like all unincorporated.
Do they just send prisoners there?
I don't know.
They're like Siberian prisons.
I don't know. Seems
I also
like if
saw
there
on
was
Twitter today that
Siberian, like,
Russia's
zombies.
only battle boat. What are the boats called?
Battleships?
Yeah, that's it. Their only battleship was on fire. How does a boat start on fire? Seems bad, Russia. Seems bad.
Seems bad. Meanwhile,
Kenny's gonna need a 5 here.
Shane's
to
got
stay
8s
alive.
and 4s.
Chris needs a 5. Give him a 5.
Kenny's
Give him
in
a
a weird
5.
spot here, and Kenny finds a check back, and Shane has the best hand. He
Shane's
is
best
going to
hand
go
is
for some
8-4.
value.
Chris is out. He's out. There was a no looky under the gun.
Does Kenny fold or call? Kenny calls. Yeah, he's going to look him up here. He's
Yeah,
like,
you gotta see it. I got an ace.
well,
Shane was the big blind. That's a big blind special if I ever saw one. Chris, good plan, sir. Last month and this month.
yeah, back to back.
It's good. No Sony this month.
I know. No Sony, no Tommy. Woo!
I mean, that's like the
it's-
gates
yeah,
are
we-
open for the top
We
CCG
dethroned
player.
the king.
Wonder who won the most points out of the whole 5-month running.
Cook
know
that
we
up
could.
pretty quick.
Well, when you said that, I was trying to get that second fan.
So what do you think about Sammy Sosa?
Marty's there, hanging out,
Yeah.
being awesome.
Why not?
He's like an assistant producer now. Once he gets knocked out, pre-TV.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth used to drink a 12 pack before the
All right, who's your click to pick?
Mike, click to pick?
Yeah, who's your pick to click?
Well, you said click to pick.
Is that how's this saying go?
Click to pick? Pick to click.
Oh, who's your pick to click?
Yes.
Oh, please say Steve.
I'll go with Steve for sure. He's playing tight. He's playing good. He's in the 5 seat. The camera's on him. Look at that smile.
Queen 10. He's got a cutoff. He calls the Queen 10.
Look
I
at
like
him.
it.
I don't know. God knows what he's saying, but I love it.
Drawing attention to his hair. Hey, look at this. Look at this.
Players all right.
Oh,
Chastity
Chastity just
stuffs it in
jams
his
it in on
face.
top of him. Shane's out.
look at him again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kenny's out.
Fold. Can't fold.
Everybody's out.
Yeah. Queen 10 kind of shrivels up when somebody goes all in and for 18,000 in front of you or after you.
What's the delay?
It's definitely Steve, now that you say that. Although Shane's playing pretty good. I've been pretty
Shane is
impressed.
playing good.
That double check raise is like pretty rare. Like think about the last time you've been able to check, and it takes a special, not a special, but it takes a certain type of opponent
Right.
that is willing to bet the turn on you
An
after they got
aggressive-
check raised on the
correct.
flop.
An aggressive player. You got it.
Most of the time, people it goes check on that turn when there's a
Right.
check raise on the flop, and then you just evaluate on the river. But the double check raise, that's definitely the hand of the sit and go so far tournament or whatever we're calling this thing.
Featured table.
Featured table.
Final table,
And Shane's going to open it up again, 2,000 on the button, standard.
just riding the
Love
roller
it.
coaster, man.
Love it.
Chastity, 9-3. We
Can't
going to
do
see
much.
something?
What can you
She's
do?
thinking about it. Nah.
Yep.
She folded one card, then the other. Thought about maybe calling for half, keeping half.
Kenny's got to see a flop here. I mean, you got, what, 1,600 in there?
Yeah.
1,200 to call. Here's the problem. You're dominated. You don't flop much. You're out of position. All bad things. Didn't matter what Shane had. Shane could have raised there
feel
with
like,
the
though,
8-6 off.
You got to defend your big blind every once in a while, and that's
course.
not a bad hand to defend it with.
I agree.
And you whiffed, and you accomplished what you wanted. Your goal was to not win that hand. Your goal was to slow Shane down from raising every single time it's your big blind. I had a guy when I was playing at Paramount in Texas, and he folded to any bet, like anything, like min bet. He just fold. So like I have like 7-4 late in the tournament, and I'm just like, 3 exit,
Yep.
and he actually had a hand that one, so then he called. But I mean, it was easy to read, right? I mean, I did it like 3 or 4 times.
Well, that's the thing. And then when they
one
do
time he
call
had a
you,
hand, I
they
snap
always have
fold.
something. Yeah.
Snap fold. I know you. And he showed queens. Like, I had queens. I was like, no shit. You don't need to show that to anybody. We all knew you had something big.
Hot take. Best way to beat a net, just don't give him any action.
Wow.
Can't Nits can't beat anybody when nobody gives them action.
Nope. I love when a nit just bluffs. I love when like Patty the nit shows like a huge bluff. It's great. You got to have that in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
3 play.
Pat's like a good nit, though. He's like aware of the situations that everybody thinks he's
Sneaky
a
nit.
Yeah.
He uses it to his advantage.
Which is like
Don't get me
the
wrong.
annoying type
I
of
don't
nit.
use nit in a negative way.
Me neither. It's
It's
a
just-
style of play.
Correct. It's not neither of our play.
No.
I don't enjoy playing the nit.
No.
I like to be the action hero.
Well, it's the nit that's like only a nit and like has no creativity and just nut pedals and like has nothing. They have blinders on their cards, and it's like and there's very little creativity going on. And
Well, bam! Throws down. Kenny's
yeah.
all in with the queen 8. Thinks
and
he's good.
Shane's loving life here,
And Kenny's down to an 8.
and that's it. And Shane with the sunglasses on, the nice jacket and a smile and the
You didn't
chip
get to see
lead.
the outfit. The outfit from Kenny was killer.
Yeah, it really was.
The nice part about these tournaments too, the free rolls at Naperville headquarters here, it is down the street from Warrenville, which is where the live event is happening. So there are some moves that happen because they're like, oh, if I get busted now, the consolation prize is I can go play the bird, or I can get my first seat into the deep stack.
Right, so there's like a couple of those swings. It's like around the 3 o'clock mark. You know, there's only about 20 minutes to get left in the bird.
Yep.
So that around the 3 o'clock, it's like, all right, if I bust now, I can make the bird. Well, once that 3:20 and that bird closes, it's kind of a tight window until like the 4 o'clock, and then it's like it's 3:52. Guy's got a tough decision. He's like, screw it. If I lose, I'll take my free hundo and go play the 120 deep stack.
Dead small. You're the best.
So it's kind of like,
Dead small.
whether they'll admit it or not, there's definitely a little bit of decisions being made based on the time.
I mean, people do that all the time though. Like if you're in the deep stack.
Well, yeah, they do it for plenty of other situations. It's just
No, that's in general. That's like is that a play that we should all be thinking about? Like, well, you always hate when a guy you go all in and the guy's waiting to call and you're like, how much time's left in registration?
yeah. I try not to look at it like that, but I understand some people do.
What do you think? My unboxing video audio.
Looks sweet. I wonder how the unboxing of the audio pro grip as opposed to the amateur grip.
Yeah, it's the pro grip.
Right.
It's my new camera grip.
Race 2500.
All right, Shane and the hijack king queen, perfect spot to raise it up again, 2,500 this time,
Yep.
and that's because the blinds are up 501k. So he's keeping it at the 2.5x, which is my favorite number to raise.
I like the 2.5. I don't like 2 and I don't like 3. So 2.5 is perfect.
All right, my pick to click here is hopefully all in. Nope, just flatting.
Yee, Steve.
Yeah,
I would
Steve.
have liked to see
Let's
a
get it
raise.
in there, buddy. You
got
got
a tight
6
image.
bigs.
You
You
got
got
a tight
6
image. And a
bigs.
tight image. Like you could have got that through, and I don't think Shane would have done
And
it.
if he does call, you're ahead.
9-10. We still check my.
Like, we don't want
639.
to take it to the streets here out of position. Steve, go all in. Do it, Steve.
Do it, Steve. Jam it.
Come on, Steve.
Nah, now you lost. Kid's gonna bet. Can I say kid?
Yeah. That's disappointing. Pick to click. Come on, Steve.
Oh, look at this great tagline they have on my iPhone camera grip.
The making of memories.
The making of memories. Memories.
Okay.
On the corner of my mind.
I'm changing my pick to click. Come on. I'm on Shane.
Shane. Shane's a good pick right now. He's the obvious favorite right now. He's playing good. He's getting cards. He's accumulated chips. He's got a good table image. In the fact that I think he's getting calls, I like him.
But you know what? Picking Shane is like picking the Patriots in 2004.
Correct.
It's like everybody,
Silly.
who you got this weekend? The Patriots? With
Or,
Tom Brady or
the Lions.
The Lions.
Yeah.
They got
Not the Lions. It's not the Lions. Although the Lions are going to be a playoff team this year.
Maybe they're good. They're good. Chastity, 18 big blinds and a pair of 4s. That is the correct play. It's very unexploitable. Like we say, if you're going to
this
get in
point-
with 4s,
Yeah, she's in the cutoff. She doesn't have too many to go against.
and she takes it down.
And not to mention the fact, and I'm not downplaying anybody, table image-wise, she's got Matt, very conservative so far in his play. Steve, very conservative
And
in his
also
play.
2 big
And
blinds.
Zoran, very conservative in his play. If Steve calls, nobody cares
Yep.
because
He's got no chips anyway.
no chips.
But
And it's a good spot to do it.
she accomplished something that Steve didn't, which is why Steve should jam, right? She made herself an unexploitable play where she automatically gets to see 5 cards, and her cards are going to play. Steve could have done that, and then he would have been ahead with ace-10 with 1 card to come. Instead, he didn't, and then gave Shane the outlet with a wager on the turn to win the pot, which Shane only got that because Steve let him in. Steve with the 6-9. Is he going to play it? Nope, that's not Steve. That's Shane. Folds around, walk to Shane. And that's a good thing when you're this much of a chip leader. Nobody really wants to screw with you. So, and you will gladly take the walks all day long.
Oh, for sure.
Matt has shown down 100% of his hands because probably it's only been one of them, and that's the 6s. Steve has yet to show down a hand. And moving on to hand number 19. 5 left.
Awkwardly quiet around here. Big old warehouse, everybody's quiet.
Under the going ace-9 off for Matt. 1K to call, sitting on 30 bigs. Let's raise it up here. Maybe 3K. 3K to go from Matt. Ace-9 off. Zoran, ace-king. Ace-king, 13 big blinds. Everybody knows what to do. And if you don't listen to our podcast episode, it's go all in. Okay. Zoran did not go all in. He flat called.
It happens.
It does. Problem with flat calling is now we're going to let Chastity in with the 8-4 and her 32% equity that you could have denied.
Yep.
Denying 32% equity seems profitable. In addition to that, now we see a 10-high board. This is in Chastity's wheelhouse. I don't know if she has enough chips to pull something off. It does check to Zoran. Zoran is now handicapped a little bit. Can't really do much besides check or jam. He elects to check, and bang, Chastity drills a gutter on the turn. Matt leads 7,000. He turned a gutter draw. Meanwhile, Chastity actually drilled the gutter.
Zigater.
And now, since Zoran gave up his chance to, bet on the flop, I mean, he has to fold. There's nothing you can do with ace-king besides muck it there.
Yeah.
And again, if Zoran shoves and Matt calls, Zoran's getting a double up here. Instead, Chastity's going to win a big pot. She shoves. 96 to call.
She's all in with the 8-4 straight. Matt has got a gut shot?
Yeah. He bet the turn with a gutter ball, and then she, stuffed it in his face. And he's stuck right now because it's only, 96 to win 43K? Seems like just shy of 5-1. And when you're just shy of 5-1, guys, you got to win 1 in 6 times to be break even. 1 in 6 is what? 18, 17.5?
Yeah.
So if either you're 17% here, he's not. He's also up against the worst possible hand he could be up against.
Oh, that 4-8
Yeah.
again. Your face.
Not only does she have a straight, she has an 8. I mean, she's kind of,
Dominating.
yeah. And Matt knows that was a misclick there, a mistake. And looks like a brick of a river. An ace.
An ace, which I think if they'd have gotten to the river, the same results would have happened. So, it is what it is. A little loose call there.
But again, I can't...
But I guess you did the math. It kind of makes sense, right?
Kind of. It's close.
It's close.
I mean, if he's 7% when she has the nuts, certainly he's got to be 30, 35, 40% when she has some other hands.
Yeah.
Although I'm a little stuck on Zoran there. I wanted to see an all-in with 13 big blinds
So 5.
facing an open with ace king.
Yeah, probably should have done that. Didn't do that,
Yeah.
but that happens.
It does. And then, hey, Chastity's not complaining. You're going to let me in with 8-4 diamonds, and then you're going to let me see a turn, and I drill a gutter ball on you guys? I'll take my double up.
Thank you very much.
And all of a sudden, she's got 43.
Yep.
And she went from high to low back to middle.
Zoran with 3s here. What's he going to do?
I keep thinking.
Now's the time we can see the other cards. Zoran, get those 3s in there. Shane still might call you with 4 deuce.
All right, so he's limping with 10 bigs. Going to set mine. Chastity's got hot garbage in the small blind. Matt, 11 bigs in the king 10. Gonna take this spot and jam it all in. 3,500 out there for grabs, which will increase Matt's stack by like 25%, 33% even.
Good bet.
It is, and it's going to get through rather easily.
I was hoping the chick stacker was gonna call in.
It's you. No, that's it. I have 6 orange, please.
Nice. You're pew 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 and you don't even know what it does.
Just pew pew.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're too short.
I didn't.
You're too short.
That was done on purpose.
It feels settled.
All right, so
She was a little hard to hear.
2 main event seats this year, huh?
2 main event seats.
I mean, that's awesome.
It's gonna be.
So basically, the exact same structure of the exact same thing we did last year, except for the prize pool has $7,500 more in it, and it's rearranged a little bit. So first and second are getting 10K seats.
Yep.
Seems great.
I think it's better than great. I think it's amazing. I think it's going to be huge. I think January, February, March, April, May are going to be massive months. I think people are going to be playing a lot of tournaments. I think don't forget, you can qualify from cash game side or the tournament side. And there is a new VIP kind of, what do we call it? The Platinum Plus version?
Yeah.
For if you qualify, gets you not only a seat into the free roll, which will give you a 1 in 5 chance of winning a main event seat.
What is it?
That's very incorrect math.
I mean,
50 people in the free roll.
So 50 people. Oh, the final
1
table.
in 25.
Right, 1 in 25. It's close.
Right. 20%
Close.
chance if you make the final table, yes. Hold on, we do have an all in here.
Steve's all in for 10s.
Hey,
Chastity calls
5
3.
bigs and he picks up 10s. This is great.
Gotta survive here, Steve.
I mean, there's no way she's going to drill a king on him.
All right, 993.
No 3. 3's even more painful than a king.
No 3, Steve. No 3.
Okay.
Okay, 9s and 5s for Chastity, 10s and 9s for Steve. He did the all-in stand up there and got through. But not only are you going to get into the free roll in June to try to play for one of those 2 seats, plus there's other prizes.
Right. The whole final table gets paid.
Yeah, which is great.
Like 500.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did 500s, 1000s, and then the 2 seats,
Yeah.
which is even better.
Of course it
And
is.
you're still getting travel expenses, right? $1,500 in travel expenses.
Yep.
Then you should just give them.
We did have to bump it down to 11.5, but that's okay.
That was what it was last year.
I think it was 12.5.
No.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Great both ways.
Sweet.
If they're good, give me the thumb.
And you get to hang out with me and Brandon in Vegas. And let me tell you, if there's a place to hang out with Brandon and Ken, it's Vegas.
Yeah.
We Vegas it up. Although last year I was coming back from Italy and I was so jet lagged, I think I fell asleep for 12 hours and just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. We even though we were there, we just really had opposite schedules.
Yep.
I was beginning like an 8-day trip while Kenny was on the end of a 2-week bender that he just wanted to go home and
Just wanted to go
die
to
for
sleep.
24 hours for just put me in a room, pitch black, and call me
Let
the
me go to
next.
sleep.
Yeah, let me go to sleep.
First car I looked at was a 10. I was like, don't give me another.
But I'm playing the 10K PLO this year.
That's your
Yeah,
idea?
I'm doing it. I felt so incredibly like behind the curve this year in the main event
Really?
that like it left a bad taste in my mouth. Like I've never really felt so drawing dead. And I mean that happens sometimes, especially when you're playing the best players in the world and
It's true.
in a championship main event.
Is
where it's
it
like,
the best players in the world? Would you say the best players in the world always play that tournament?
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of hot garbage there too, but don't get me wrong. You get both sides of
there's a lot more people that know what they're doing more than hot garbage.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you're hoping to find 1 or 2 fun players at a table of 9.
Suited.
Everybody
Well,
else
the other
is-
7 are probably good. But that's a good table when you got, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's a good table with like a couple decent, like a
I
couple.
always find every
pros,
table
pros.
I'm at, everybody loves me
Well, yeah, I wonder
because
why.
I'm the one guy.
Yeah,
Everybody.
you don't have to worry about the one guy because every table you go to's got
I'm
one.
the guy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got one.
I'm just gonna write a T-shirt that says I'm the guy.
I'm that guy.
And they're like, what? You know, the guy you hope is at your
The
table.
guy that like you just like pray that like when you sit down, this guy's on
That's
your
the guy
left
at my table.
or on your right.
That's
yeah,
me.
That's me. Wow. We need to.
Chip count. Shane has got a massive chip lead here with almost 90,000 in chips. Next closest, 34.
So now we do see interesting 3 shorties. Not really so much ICM to talk about here, but I would love it if there was big pay jumps to watch Matt, Steve, and Zoran navigate the bottom.
Yeah.
If, say instead of it was going from 100 to 200, if it was going from, or 200 to 300, if it was going 2K to 3K, 3K to 4K, 4K to
Right.
6K, 6K to 10K, you had a 0 to all these numbers, and it's like really fun to watch what Shane and Chastity could do to the other 3, and then how they respond to that like part of the game that like nobody really talks about, but they know it's there.
Right.
And we won't really see that much because they got 10, 10, and 7
We're talking
big
hundreds,
blinds, and
not
we're talking
thousands.
correct.
Right.
And it's a free roll to get in, so
Everything is a bonus.
correct. And I think it's about that time of the day too, where it's like 3:30.
Yep.
Deep stacks coming.
Shane wins another pot. And again, it's just Shane and it's basically right now it's just a Shane,
It's a Shane
and
show.
Chastity show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is
I mean, Shane is almost to the point now where I know he has Chastity on his left, but like,
Wow, Chastity's in second in chips and she's lost more chips than the other 2
Yeah.
combined.
well, hey, that's why you build chip stacks. We say it every time. Lose big pots, still in the tournament. Chastity lost a couple big pots, she's still in.
I do like that. That is one of my favorite poker sayings.
There we go.
Build a big stack so you can lose.
She also said in that same thing, it's like the difference between 4th and 5th in the main event is like getting 5th and then 9th the next year. Remember that saying?
Yeah.
Where she was like, you don't realize how big the pay jumps until it's like 5th to 4th. That difference in money means that the 5th place person needs to get 9th next main
Next
event
year.
to make up for that difference.
And what are the chances of that?
Correct.
happening?
And 0. I mean,
So when you're in that position, you really got to pay attention
Right.
to it.
I saw the ace.
all right, Steve jams with the ace, folds through. Yeah, so 10K PLO is on my bucket list this summer.
It was on mine last year, but I fell asleep.
Yeah. Then I wrote you a novel on why not to play it.
I called you to champion me into late regging this massively tournament, and you were like, don't do it. And it was not the response I was expecting to get.
It was the right response.
It was, and I had so much more fun
And
doing.
you literally got to do everything else.
Yep.
Lost all of it.
Yep.
And it was only half as much as you
And I
were
still came home with more money.
correct.
Right. I got to play 3 tournaments.
You got to play blackjack. You got
Yep.
to play slots.
Yep.
Lost at every.
High friggin' limit slots. I have never played $25 rips where you're playing 2 or 3 payouts. That was sick. It
It's nice when you hit something because even something little at that stakes is
was
big.
like $4,000.
Yeah.
And they had a hand pay me. And I was like, this is so cool. And I was like, wait, this is such a pain in the ass. This is like triple bar for a $3,000 winner. Don't get me wrong. I was massively excited at 5 o'clock in the morning at Paris. But I was like, man, I got to get hand paid on this?
Yeah.
Like, how do and you can only put in hundreds? Like,
Yeah, it's like
forever.
no, but now when you go to the high limits, they have hosts that will like load you it all up in there, so you don't have to just put 20,000 in hundreds. In the
How do they
machine.
do that? They just
High
load it
limit,
up.
yeah, they just do it. They just load it up.
I
They
wasn't.
run like you were.
I
You
wasn't
were
in
part
that.
of that. Yeah,
I was. I had a guy. Me and the. There was a guy there. He was just hanging out with me. So he was cool. And
Yeah.
my machine did break. Something happened, and they came over and he fixed it within a few minutes.
So, anyways, you got to do all that,
And still have money to come home
and
with
so because you didn't. Yeah,
because I didn't play that. I didn't late reg. I do plan on playing next year. And
I'm looking up
playing,
the date right now, and we got
Have they
an
listed
hour
it?
left.
Have they listed it yet?
I don't know.
Well, I did post the main event. Some of the featured tournaments are coming up, or up on the schedule.
I'm ready for this horseshoe stop.
Yeah, when's that? February?
I don't know, but I'm ready. I'm gonna play everything. I am gonna play everything. Can we get the main event going on here? What's going on?
All right, we got it all in from Matt with King 8. Zoran getting haunted by those threes.
I call. I figure I'm trying to beat an 8.
Chastity's thinking about it. She's literally saying, if you would have called, I would have called.
But if I could think.
She would have. I'm like, if I can knock out 2 players, I will. 1 player, not so much.
Highlights.
Yeah, I don't think they have the full schedule out.
How do they not have like the 10K PLO in the highlights?
That's why he,
No.
that's why he's 3-time George. Buys in every tournament 3 times.
I have a $300 buy-in this year. Come on, WSOP.
Yeah, it's too
Do
small.
better.
Too small. I don't like that.
Yeah, any size tournament that you can play inside the walls of CCG, you should not be able to play for a bracelet. All right, Chastity with the 10-4 of club. She's out of there. Steve's out of there. All right, this is Zoran's spot, and he knows it. I'm assuming he's all in with the ace-jack. Shane might just go on a little heat check here. 4,400 to call. He does get rid of it. That's a disciplined fold. With 90,000, and you have 1,800 in there already. Because you got a small blind ante and your big blind for 1,800. You're sitting on 90K. It's very tempting to want to, call off 4 more thousand with 10-9.
Yep.
I mean, I would have. But
I would have.
I would have too. And then, it would have been a 60-40, and I would have been okay with a 40 there. With a chance
Agreed.
to knock a player out for barely any chips, and most of the chips in the pot are my own already. But hey, you can't knock the wrong fold, or you can't knock the right fold. It was the right fold, so nice play. All right, Steve is limping in there with the Jack-10. If there's ever a hand in poker that says I'm going to limp in with it, it's Jack-10 offsuit. Good enough to put chips
I
in.
like Jack 10.
Yeah, but not offsuit. I mean, yeah, it's the perfect hand to be like, you know what? I like it. I'm going to get in there with a call. Do I want to raise with it? No. Do I want to call or raise with it? Not really. Limping? Sounds great. King, King, Jack. Bingo for Chastity. Shane checks. Chastity checks. Steve checks. Shane checks again. Chastity's going to bet out here. Looks like 2K. Steve's probably going to keep her honest. And he does.
Heads up.
Steve's drawing dead.
Yeah, you really hope Steve doesn't hit it. I mean, what can he possibly hit?
That's actually a good card for Steve to be able to get away from his hand. He thinks it's a bad card. It's a bad card for everybody. Not bad enough for Chastity to say.
No, she's betting no matter what.
Yeah, she's betting.
4,000 is the bet. Steve's not going to see anymore.
Nope.
He's out.
Wrong one.
Of all the rivers in the deck for Steve,
Maybe you didn't put a 10 or jack.
that might be the worst. Maybe a queen.
Yeah, maybe queen. All right, 87 and 42 for our 2 chip leaders, the Shane and Chastity show. Matt, Steve, and Zoran kind of trying to figure out jockeying for 3rd, 4th, and 5th here.
Yeah.
It's like one of those derbies where it's like a blowout with like one horse that's kind of close and the other 3 are like standing still.
It worked last time.
If you get an
Goes
ace,
into
you call
slow
it.
motion.
Right.
Standing still seems more appropriate.
Push. I won't look.
And no fault of anybody's own. Sometimes you just don't get any cards.
Did you get an ace first card? That's not fair.
All right, Steve under the gun, ace, queen, all in, 7,500.
What
Obviously.
I mean, obviously all in. Zoran can't get away from the 3s.
How do I know?
He's out.
He's out. Shane's out.
Chastity's out. Matt's out.
Chastity might sweat it for a second. Think about it. She's thinking about it.
Waiting for big chips over here to take somebody out.
I hope.
She's yelling at the chip leader. Why aren't you knocking these players out? Why do I got to do all the work here? Why am I doing all the heavy lifting? She's thinking about getting some Steve chips. I think Steve chips are
Look
the
at
best
Steve.
chips.
Steve's like, come on, bring it
Just
on here.
let me have. You think he wants a call?
I think he does. I think he was just inviting a call. I mean, he knows he's good. If you don't want to call with 6 big blinds and ace queen off. Yeah, that was a quick inch.
This weather report brought to you by Brandon the Weatherman. All right, Chastity.
These cards to be suited.
She calls.
I saw an
She got chips. She gonna do the work.
Unlike Shane, Chastity has no problem flicking in a little extra.
I looked at
Wow,
the queen,
we've gone.
and the
We've
ace.
gone.
No, I meant like chips.
Give me,
And we have a 66-33. Steve's in a great spot.
jack,
I'll just,
17K chip pot. I mean, this is what you want.
I mean, it's
If you're
what Steve
Steve.
needs. He needs a good one here.
I mean, 3 names in the hat. 2 of them say Steve. 1 of them says Chastity. Give me my chances.
jack. Not under.
I'll just say, don't hurt
Now
yourself.
100 names in the hat. And 86 of them say Steve.
Do it to me. And
And Steve wins.
Yeah.
Take people down. Sorry about
Pick the click. Finds a double.
Problem, hey,
Don't be.
I still respect you and like you. Yes. See, I was going to tell you that
I like it.
it'd be impossible for those to be suited.
I
And
mean,
they were the same.
Chastity just wants to gamble sometimes. I was thinking about this on the way here. I think Chastity is kind of like a combination of Stacia and Jill put together.
Silent.
Oh wow.
It's like
It's a really good-
She has like the steamroll effects of Stacia, but Stacia, doesn't know how to click the brakes, a little bit
Correct.
sometimes. That might be, to our own, to the hyper aggro player, the brake pedal just breaks. You keep
Yeah.
pumping it and nothing's happening, or like, screw it. I guess I'll just keep hitting the gas then if the brake ain't working. But I think Chastity also has the ability to switch gears like Jill does a little bit. So I think she's more aggressive than
I will go on
Jill?
record saying I
Less?
like the way Jill plays.
Me too.
She plays that.
Stacia or Chastity just plays a little more Stacia like Jill.
Yep. Yep.
Like,
she's literally
little
the hybrid. Yeah.
Right. You can make a little graph. It's like here. All right. Blinds are not up yet. 6-12-6. Shane's just chilling. I think he's content to let the dust settle underneath him.
Shane is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's-
Shane can sit there and he's gonna get third, no matter what. Probably even second. By just chilling and letting either Chastity do the work or the shorties double up off each other, or
Right.
he's content with winning one hand in orbit, picking up the blinds, paying those blinds the next time, and grinding. All right. There are the chip counts once again. Action's going to be on Chastity under the gun. Oh, with just shy of 30 bigs. Ace-3 off. I'm chucking in the muck, but Chastity's probably playing.
See what happens.
Yep.
24.
Raise to 2,400.
Nice.
It worked.
Yeah, it did.
Call.
Looks great.
Looks good.
Fold.
I thought you were gonna.
And call.
Steve's getting a little frisky on the button with the King-8 of spades. I think he's trying to flop a pair, trying to flop a draw, get it in there. Three-way action.
Little suited King 8.
Chastity flops a gut shot. All right, see, Shane kind of just took a little bit out of what I was saying earlier. 7-4 deuce. When you're in the blinds, that kind of hits your range over this opening range, and he just leads out. I mean, Chastity calls for the gutter,
He's gonna look him up. Yeah.
but
But
still,
he's in control now.
he is.
And he's a 14% favorite here, and he's in charge.
Yeah.
He bets this the whole way.
Yeah,
She's
now he
drawn.
did check the turn, and she checked back, and maybe he can bet this river. Chastity river to 3. Ah, come on, man. Tell the story. You tell the story on the flop that you got a 7-4 deuce. Keep telling the story.
Keep ripping it.
Right. It's like, don't talk about green ace in hand. When you get to page 20, you just stop talking. Finish the story.
There you have a fucking talking full boat or something like that usually, so I
Could have
can't
bet there.
mess
Probably
with
could have got a
you.
winner. Although it is Chastity, she might have called off with a 3.
Yeah, but not on the turn.
No, not on the turn.
An ace or the king of hearts. First card.
Still 5.
Not falling for those shenanigans again.
Chastity opening the most, followed by Shane. Zoran the least.
Which we've kind of gotten that that vibe from, right?
Correct.
No.
Okay.
No. Just try
Matt and Steve somewhere in the middle.
Gotta ask one, right?
Matt under the gun, sitting on, I don't know, 13, 14 bigs. Muck, Steve, 10-5 off in the muck. Zoran, King Jack, 5,000 in chips, all in. Folds to Chastity. She has to call. She can't fold for 3K more. 4K more. She's got 1,800 in.
I mean, it's a
The
call.
funny thing is, I need you to call, sweetheart.
I can't.
Your big chips over there.
I wish. I'm ready, but
That's the second time you folded to him. I can't call Zoran. I have 3, 4.
I mean, it's
Okay.
it was a
Cancel.
call. It was a call.
She's mucking.
Oh!
Well, he meant
I
to
wanted
call.
to, but I throw 3, but didn't say all
Yeah,
day, and
because
I
it
was.
put you all in.
worked out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe I should have talked.
Maybe she didn't know he was all in there. Is that what happened?
Possible.
Oh, she was talking to you like he,
So would it
you don't
technically
remember
been a
this?
call or a
No, no.
It was technically.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait here, go to this.
Well, I said Chastity had to call, and then she mocked, and then she seemed surprised. So maybe she didn't realize Zoran was all in.
That's my fault.
And if she realized it, she would have called. But nevertheless, Zoran takes it down, and he's pretty happy to increase his chip stack by almost 50%, and didn't have to see a flop.
Yeah, she must not have realized he was all in.
Yeah. All right, action's on. Steve with the queen 3. Put it in the muck, Steve. Zoran, 87 in the muck. Shane, yep, he's going to take this spot. Open it up on the button.
3,500.
Was this 35? Man, Shane, you're using all the sizings I would use in these levels. I love it. Chastity checks. Interesting spot for Matt. This is like a rip it or fold situation, and I love whatever I say. They like to do the opposite. So he calls. Seems kind of hard to play ace 4 off out of position. I mean, it's a little easier when you flop trip aces. So, you know what? He's a genius.
Flop was ace 2-5.
And he turns full house. I never doubted you, Matt.
Never doubted you.
Then you get chained to bluff India. You know, cancel everything I said about ace 4 off being hard to play. This is
Easy.
This is pretty easy. Check. Flat call. Now, what do you do on the river here when you play it slow? You check the flop because you just lead river? That seems so strong. Do you just check river because then they just check back? And see, now leading river just seems so strong. You don't give them a chance to bluff and then you just insta-fold. I don't know. Sorry,
I'm kind
Matt.
of under the impression that no matter what you do there, the other guy's probably going to fold.
Yeah.
So the only way you get any action is maybe he fires a third bullet at this one.
So check, right?
Orange 5 round.
I would have checked.
Because it's like, if you shove and he has an ace with you, he just calls and you
I think
check
it's
the
a
pot.
check, or it's like one of those like cutesy little value bets where you bet like
Literally
the
12.
minimum. Yeah, is that the minimum?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would bet 1,200 there,
Maybe get king high to call you queen high just to see your hand.
just to get a $1,200 bonus. And if not, it's the exact same thing as if you went all in. All in there, you do not get called.
You know,
Unless
get
you're
called-
chopping.
Chopping, you're right.
Yeah.
So going all in really doesn't accomplish anything. You either take down the pot or he calls you and take down half the pot.
Right.
Either way.
Either way, it's the same. I feel like check, give him the opportunity to bluff. You might get some chips, especially against Shane, right? Especially against a chip
Yeah, he
leader.
bet the turn.
He might have fired on it.
And if not, it goes check, check. You show your boat, and that's the maximum
Whatever.
you're going to win anyways.
Correct. You weren't getting any more. And you didn't have to go at any risk.
So between me and
Like
you,
quad fives.
So between me and you,
We're experts.
we disagreed with every one of his streets besides checking the flop when you flop trips and
Right.
heads up pot.
Yep.
Other than that, Matt, we think you played it awful, even though you got all the chips.
He did win. He did win all the pot. He did win the pot.
This is why we're on this side
Yep.
of the TV, and you're, fighting for all the
It's
chips.
like when the commentators bitch about World Series of like the baseball World Series play. Like, man, you're in a booth. They're out there playing. There's a
Right.
reason those two things are the same. Chassis with a suited 8. Nobody else really has much of anything here. She's going to raise. I think
A
we're going to see
suited
a lot
8.
of faults.
Who says a suited 8?
I said ace. Suited ace. It just came out like an 8.
Well, she also has an 8.
Suited ace 8. The real fake aces.
And Zoran's in a tough spot. I really don't have much advice for people when you get down to 3 or 4 big blinds. I don't know. Like, I don't study these charts. Maybe King
Are there
7
charts
is
for here?
Yeah. King 7's probably a call off. I don't know, just guessing on a 4 big blind chart. Probably. I have no idea. I'm guessing.
I don't know either.
Literally guessing.
I've never experienced
This is
that
what I'm
play.
saying. Because I'm all in before I get done.
I'm already way out. I start panicking at 15 big blinds. 3 big blinds is not even on my radar.
You're all in dark by that point.
At that point, I've already smashed into the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're on the cash game list.
Right.
Let me punt off this last 3K here. Boop, all in.
Yep.
Put me on the 2-5, please.
Get me on that PLO list, please.
Chastity Kings. Under the gun. All right, play cool, play cool, play cool, play cool.
Play cool. Fold, Jesse. Just start a new line of play for Kings. I think I'm gonna fold. Maybe I'll raise.
Keep betting my age.
Nah.
I've always had this, like, when I used to grind 1-2 in my early 20s, take all my money into my name and take it to the shoe every Monday, and if I
Nice.
lost, restart after the weekend. It's like never ending,
Just restart.
Just restart. It's like sometimes you just spin it up for 3 weeks straight. And
Yep.
Then you can pay the bills.
And life's
then,
great.
And then, you bust, and then Monday, you work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday you're back at it. I always had this, like, dream of, like, being the big blind, picking up aces, and then, like, mucking them very quickly, only for the dealer to be like, oh, no, you're not under the gun, you're big blind, and then pull them back, and then have aces in this spot. But you have to have the cojones to, like, muck them first,
Right.
in hopes that you're going to get them back.
Yeah, because then I just go away.
Right. Like, oh, I'm big blind here. Oh, okay, sorry, I'll take that back. Whoop, 3-bet. I've always wanted to do that, and it's never happened.
3-bet, 4-bet.
All my years. But you wanted to fold. How could you have anything? All right, so we have a small blind, big blind against the 2 chip leaders, and they don't really want to mess with each other too much, even though there's not that much ICM. I mean, playing a 100K pod here with 3 people's stacks under 15K doesn't seem too smart.
This seems like the only ICM in this tournament because neither one of them wants to get crippled here.
Right.
And
I mean, imagine Chastity going out 5th here with all those shorties.
Yeah.
I mean, she could basically fold her way to second.
which again is like a $300 difference, but still, like
It's the
just,
principle of
Yeah,
it.
it's too much.
You're playing for free. There's still
Right.
Is there ICM when it's free? I'm not sure.
Sure. ASMR.
ASMR. Is that like that like satisfying sounds?
I immediately thought I was gonna drop it. It was just gonna
Just
fall straight over.
So much for the pro grip. All right, Steve, pocket 4 is all in. 12K. My pick to click is at risk. And oh no, Shane with 10s in the big blind. And yeah.
Ken said this pair's been hot.
60 seconds.
Steve, you're gonna need a 4 here.
Steve needs a 4.
Yeah,
Yep, he's in trouble.
he is. 9-6 deuce. Turn 7. Bam. 8 straight for Shane.
Yeah. Jack 6.
Thank you.
And that's all for my pick to click in 5th place. For
Yep.
200. Probably said something like, "Y'all suck. See you later."
See you tomorrow. See you at Warrenville, everybody.
All right, so we have Shane continuing his lead over the rest of the field. Just another easy spot there with 10s. One thing I will say,
What?
it's kind of an awkward ISO sizing because it was like one of those things where Steve went all in for 12 and then Shane made it like 25 or 30, or no, 25, which is kind of awkward because Chastity has 50. And it's
Right.
like, what do you do when she jams?
Right.
I mean, I get it. You don't want to invite her in and just let her get in for 12K.
Right.
And I mean, I guess 25 is kind of the minimum. But I mean, maybe going down to like 18, 19, 20, like actually min clicking it, makes more sense because you might have to fold to a Chastity shove.
For sure.
You know, maybe not in a free roll, but in a real tournament, that sends warning bells all over the place. So be aware of your ISO sizings. Obviously, it didn't end up mattering for Shane, and it wouldn't end up mattering in 99% of the time.
Right.
But in the event that Chastity picks up something like Ace Queen suited and shoves on you, what are you going to do? All right, in the meantime, Chastity has King Queen. Shane has a suited ace. Chastity outflops him.
4,500.
She is going to bet. Shane's going to muck it. Another one for Chastity.
She's creeping up there.
She is 80 for Shane, 56 for Chastity. Matt chilling with starting stack 22.
In all fairness, though, Shane hasn't really lost any chips to Chastity. He's only lost chips to...
Matt.
I'm sorry. She's only accumulated those chips from the other three.
Yeah.
Which they really can't afford to give away.
No. And I think Zoran's sitting with one big blind, so we're going to need to get that in.
He's getting very low.
I mean, this is it. You're in the small one already for half your stack, maybe more.
9-3 suited looks great.
It does. At least you can hit diamonds.
Just about as bad as mine.
He does muck. So he did put in half a stack and fold.
He is getting some free hands now? Is that the idea?
Checking you guys.
I don't know.
Good luck, everyone.
I hope so. I hope we're getting some free hands.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
You're under the impression if you have that low of a chip stack, don't even look, just get it in there.
Yeah. If you have
Give yourself-
1,800 and you got 800 in there.
Right. Give yourself the maximum amount of double ups.
Batavia's a rough one, I say
I mean, because if you win that hand, the previous hand, 18 turns to 36 plus an ante, plus maybe another blind in there, and you're at 6K. This 1K
Right.
is going to turn into maybe 3K if you're lucky.
Funny thing is, I had texted
And you're going to play at least against two other players.
Fuck Brandon, like it says. He's
Right,
like,
because both of the blinds are in there.
Yeah.
well, he took
Maybe
me
all
off
four.
Because I texted. Otherwise, he would.
Even if you win a four-way all-in, you still have less chips than just that, taking that
Right
heads-up
there.
shot the previous hand.
7-7-3 flop. Shane flops a 3. Outflops Chastity again.
It's the Siberian air, I'm telling you.
My computer's changed from snowing to winter storm.
All in red. Oh, yeah, it looks wonderful out here. It just...
Just sideways snow.
Yep. And the wind's not even here yet.
Well, if you're watching this today, Thursday, as soon as it posts to Facebook and YouTube, be aware, we at King's Hall.
Yeah, we're chilling.
You can come hang out with the podcast crew. Maybe
Play
I'll bring
spades.
Spades will be fluent. You'll probably meet.
There might be more spades games.
You might see a
than-
Ken. You might see a Ken or a Brandon show in the bounty tournament. That might be a thing that happens.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Might be a very, very
Maybe we'll put
interesting day.
like a golden ticket on our heads or something like that.
You know I love Willy Wonka and stuff. I love taking it away. If I win my own, I get to keep it. If you win, I'll flip you for 500 and still get to draw the bounty.
All right, Zoran
right,
has
Zoran.
no more chips in front of him, so I'm assuming it's all in.
He's all in under the gun. He couldn't pay the big blind, so he figures now's the time to do it. All right, Shane was already in. No, Shane's in for the.
Shane calls a 16.
So this
you
is
got to call a 16.
This is the exact situation that we talked about. Shane's going to call. Chastity's Zoran's only hope here is that one of the other two here is going to raise. But in all honesty, they're all thinking the same thing.
But Chastity raised. She gave him some protection.
She did give. God bless that Chastity.
Now she does win a sizable side pot here. She's probably free rolling this hand. If
She
not,
is.
She's probably made money this hand no matter
And
what.
she's got fours. Like she didn't want to go against three guys
Nope.
against four. Who's that lurker in the
I
background?
don't know.
All right, we got a straight race here, folks. Queen, I can already see the queen. Queen 5-6. Zoran outflops her. Gonna need a fade of 4. Fade of 4.
Nice hand, Zoran.
He good. He's up to 50,000. Nah, 4,800. All right, Zoran was up, and he's still up.
Yeah, problem is he's got to put 16 and 8. 24 of those chips. Half the chips going right. And now we're right in that same situation. You got half your stack hand. I don't care what you have. You're not folding. You can't give up that big blind and that small blind ante. Any random 2 cards just has enough equity here.
Yeah. And I think they're doing half big blind, right? Cause
yeah, it's a small blind. Yeah, but still.
I also heard the WSOP's taking that away, too. Just going to make you pay the whole thing.
We can never have nice things. You know, their structures are so deep. They have so many big blinds in play, and they can probably get away with that. We can't. It's crippling.
Truncated timetable. When time is not a problem, it's much easier. All right, Matt's going to jam it in there with King Queen. Zoran's got the 9-5. I'm anticipating a fold. He's at this point, I think that fold is just to ladder up. No other reason to fold there. Correct?
Yes.
Trust me,
Hope she knocks out Matt and he just sneaks into third place. Bonus.
Yeah, get an extra 100
figured I'd
because you
poke
mucked.
there and we'll just don't know what's gonna happen. No.
Yeah. 1,000.
One of these
You got all your Christmas shopping done?
I haven't started.
actually call
Me neither.
one.
I really only have bought 2 gifts.
Yeah, 1, 2.
So that's not good. If you have medical debt, changes may be coming to your credit score.
What does that mean?
I don't know. They like took medical debt off of one of the credit.
So
You
change for the good?
I mean, if you have medical debt, I don't think it counts against you.
I don't think many people do, yeah. All right, Zoran. All in. Queen 9 again.
Yeah.
That's his hand. We're calling it the Zoran.
Zoran.
All right. Versus an 8-10 suited.
8 suited.
You got the 9?
That Queen 9 again?
Remember that old show Zorro? Like Nick at Night where cut the Z in the...
Zorro.
Yeah, Zorro.
Yeah.
I never watched that. Every time it came out, I was like, I'm out on this shit.
It's good.
Nah,
It's
I don't
great.
know.
He was like
Like a Robin Hood?
he was
Like a-
Mexico's version of Robin Hood.
Really?
Yeah, he was like an aristocrat
Zorro's
though.
Mexican?
Yeah. He was like an aristocrat and then would like help the poor Spanish people, poor Mexican people. It was either Spain or Mexico.
Probably Spain.
It was always Spanish one way or the other. It was an awesome show. I think that was like in the 60s or 70s. I don't know. But then they did a show with Antonio Banderas, a movie. He was in it. Catherine Zeta-Jones is the girl in there, and he rolls her dress off. It's phenomenal. 15-year-old Kenny thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I mean, who are we kidding?
It's gotta be earlier.
We're an
than
hour
the
and 20 minutes
60s.
on a blizzard. There's nobody listening to us.
No.
Actually, this might be the most watched video of CCG.
Because nobody has
poker
anything to
yet.
do.
No way to do it. I hope you're watching right now and know that Brandon and I currently are playing in the Mystery Bounty Tournament right now.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out of it already. It aired in 57.
The TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good show. I liked it. One of those like Nick at Night shows that you watched.
Yeah, every time it came out on Nick at Night, that was it. I was out.
What were your Nick at Night shows? I Love Lucy.
I had so many. Yeah, all of them. I Love Lucy, Cheers, Taxi, that late night.
Apparently Zoran's still in. He survived that all in while we were Zorroing it up.
Oh, I know one. Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley's a good one.
There's got to be plenty of the Munsters.
Munsters are good. Classic TV show.
Addams Family, obviously.
I love the Addams Family. Have you watched Wednesday on Netflix yet?
I watched like the first 3 episodes. I didn't get into it.
That's all I see now is that dance. Her dancing on.
Yeah, I know. I remember that girl from like You. If you've ever seen the show You,
Nah.
the guy that kills the girls. No,
Nah.
good show.
Lindsay watches that, I'm sure.
I'm sure she does.
Where's all?
All right, Zoran with an ace.
All in.
5,800. He's all in for 5,800. Feels like he survived 2 all-ins,
Both with Queen 9.
both with Queen 9. Chastity's thinking about looking him up here with the 8-6. I feel like Matt's going to call unless Chastity does something wild. Correct?
Correct.
I don't think you can fold this late in the tournament with... she's calling. He
He's
could possibly
and
get
I
away
see
from
a
it
little
now.
check action going on here.
Yeah, this is a double team to get a player out.
Can we talk about more Nick at Night shows?
Sure. What else you got?
I'm trying to think of this one. I don't know much about it. I was really young. But they were like in an office. There was a bunch of like different time zone clocks up
Yeah,
there.
it's I know exactly. It's the Patty Duke show. No, that's not a thing. What was that show?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, 100%.
Like that, they're like an office or
I
like
can
a
picture-
mail, like a mail. I can picture just London,
Yeah, just-
Paris,
I can't think of
New
the-
York. Okay, so Zoran flops an 8. Well, you do that. Ooh, 8s and 6s for Chastity. And dry side pot here, Chastity. You don't have much to protect. Don't need to bet, but she does. And she has 2 pair. This is going to be the end of the line for Zoran if he doesn't find an ace, a deuce, or a 7.
All right, so the old ones you're missing, they're
Bam.
really good.
7! Oh my goodness, Zoran, life.
Finally, I beat you.
He's finally got 18,000. He had to double up 4 times to get to starting stack.
The Brady Bunch was always a really good one.
Obviously, I didn't even say that one because
Beverly Hillbillies was another one that I loved.
my dad loved that one.
Bob Newhart show was on there.
I never watched that.
Different Strokes. The Donna Reed show is the one I think you're thinking of.
Trying to chop it
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Flipper. Do you remember Flipper on there?
No.
Flipper was great. It's about a magic dolphin. Gilligan's Island.
Oh yeah, Gilligan's Island.
Happy Days was another one I watched a
Oh,
lot.
I watched
as a
so
kid.
much Happy Days. So much Happy
I Dream
Days
of
as a kid.
Jeannie is another one that I really liked.
Me too.
Obviously.
Whereas that was the one where she crinkled her nose?
Yeah, she was the genie. Lassie was one I remember as a kid. I remember a lot of these.
Keep saying them.
I am. I'm thinking Mr. Ed. That was one I remember as a kid. Mork and Mindy. You remember that one?
No.
Murphy Brown might be the one you're thinking
I
of.
was gonna call you the comeback kid.
News Radio. That was the one. Like the no, that's not it.
What about WKRP in Cincinnati or whatever?
That was a different one. That wasn't. That was just the show was called that. Wow, some of these newer shows that I miss completely are just wild to me. Taxi's another Nick at Night show that I used to watch a lot.
I said Taxi. Taxi was like
Remember
11.
Who's the Boss with Tony Danza?
No.
WKRP in Cincinnati. That one aired
Yeah.
from 99 to 2000.
That's my wheelhouse there. I'm 9
The
and 10.
Wonder Years. Do you remember watching The Wonder Years?
Oh, yeah, Winnie Cooper's my number 1 crush.
Yeah.
Over Topanga.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I love Winnie Cooper.
Over Topanga for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember the...
The Wonder Years.
The Wonder Years was a great one.
Great show.
Let's
With the nerdy
see.
friend with the glasses and Winnie Cooper and the brother who was good at football.
Wayne.
Yeah,
Wayne was the
definitely
brother.
Wayne.
They had the hippie sister.
Yep. And the dad that read the newspaper and drank his coffee in the morning and had steak and potatoes for dinner and very 60s 70s life
Yep.
family. It's different times now. The Wonder
It wasn't the
Years.
Donna Reed show. That was definitely not it. That's a different show. What was the name of that show, Brandon? I am completely off track here. You're going to have to do commentary
All right,
now.
I'm looking. Yeah, you keep going. We're on Matt with the ace-8 of spades. She's going to raise it up to 5,300 off an 18K stack. Pretty sure he's going to be committed, and we're going to find out if he's committed because Shane has ace-queen suited in the small blind, and he ain't folding. 4 left. I mean, Matt's getting this in.
15,000.
I don't know what just happened here. There you go. 3-bet to 15K. Okay, that makes me feel better. 3-bet to 15K. Matt's got to stuff it with the ace-8. He's going to see the bad news. He is a 3-1 dog here.
Oh, do you remember Get Smart? Get Smart was a great show too.
No, I don't.
That was he was like a goofball like James Bond, but he was like the nerd version of it.
Matt's going to need an 8.
Green Acres was another one we watched a lot as kids.
Matt's going to need an 8. If there was an ocean card, Matt still needs an 8. He's out in 3rd place.
Matt is
Zoran with a couple of ladders here.
a couple of key folds.
I mean, he had one big play. He had 800
He
chips.
might not have been the right play, but they worked out for him.
Yeah, I mean, he did have to win 4 all-ins, but he did win 4 all-ins, and here he is in the final 3. So,
Again, what do we know?
what's that show called? Can he figure it
Cannot
out?
find it.
Well,
Drop that $20 last out.
It's not that
It's just
one.
me and you, right? Oh, I win.
It was just you.
I win. Where's the money?
See, right?
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Ooh, Silver
oh,
Spoon.
okay, all right. I know another one, and I don't think it's a show. Three's Company.
Three's Company was great.
Three's Company was great.
I don't think that was ever on Nick at Night. That was just like daytime TV that was on when you were sick home from
I think
school.
so. It was on Nick at
I'm
Night.
looking at all of the things in Nick at Night that are not on there.
Oh my goodness, Zoran with kings.
Thank you so much.
Against Chastity's King 6.
Yeah, I mean Zoran only has 5 big blinds here. She's gonna limp. He's gonna check, and I like it actually. I like it. You gotta play
He's trying
sneaky
to play
sometimes.
meek. Trying to play meek and
Yeah.
see what happens. Queen 9 flop. He points back to her. He might also not. He's claiming he didn't look. I think.
Maybe you should be betting.
I think he said
Is
he
he?
didn't look. I think it's what he said. If it's true or not, who knows?
I check. Okay, peek.
Mary Tyler Moore, another good one. That might have been the show.
Could be.
6,000.
Because I watch a lot of Mary Tyler Moore.
My cards are so I can't.
Look what I had.
Listen,
All right,
if I had-
Chastity didn't pick up anything. And,
I mean, Zorn's looking pretty good now.
Yeah.
Blinds are 1,000, 2,000. He's got, 8 big blinds, which seems massive from what he had about 10 minutes ago.
When he had a half a big
Shane
blind.
has now got Chastity 2-1, and Chastity has Zoran.
Like, I do the same.
Mary
It is
Tyler.
Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Brando.
Nice.
That was good. I liked that show. It was great.
Yeah.
You're definitely all in.
I just figured it was one that you hadn't said.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I watched a lot of that.
Looks in every end. Trying to suck me in.
And Chastity has Zoran like 3-1 right now. Almost 3-1. Not quite 3-1.
I remember they'd have a whole different like weekend schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like kids today don't get to experience the staying home from school and then watching daytime television. Like, you got to experience a whole different thing.
I remember
so different.
I remember vividly getting home from school. 2:45 bell rang. 3 o'clock Rugrats. 3:30 Doug. And
Doug was one of the best shows of
just
all time.
Rugrats Doug. 3 to 4 every day. That was just back to back. Bang,
Rugrats
bang.
great.
Rugrats
Doug,
Doug just
amazing.
1-2 punch.
What was Doug's... Shane and Chastity could be in a little bit of
Patty
trouble here.
mayonnaise. Pork chop.
Pork Chop was the dog. No, what was his, like...
Skeeter.
Super Doug. Like, what was his, like, superhero?
Quail Man.
Well, man, did you just...
Bang.
If we were on double there, I just got slimed. All right, Chastity flops a queen, even though she didn't need to.
Quail Man with the
Quail Man
little
was-
with the belt
yeah,
and like the little
yeah.
thing.
Little snake thing coming out the
oh,
top.
Oh man, I've
Very
probably
good.
seen every episode of Doug.
Chastity wins a nice pot here against Shane.
Roger. Remember Roger, the bad guy?
Yep.
Buzz hair.
It's like good hands.
With the green hair, I think he had.
Patty mayonnaise. Good lord.
And then, into my later years, the Rugrats and Doug was, we're talking 95, 96, 97 when I'm 5, 6, 7. Then I remember there was a little run that would go Legends of the Hidden Temple, if you remember that
I
show.
do remember that show.
Followed by Guts. Do you remember Guts?
I remember the name Guts. What was Guts about?
Guts, they had that, like, big, they did, like,
one of my
more intense games. The last thing was they had to climb that mountain and everything
Everything
fell on
fell
them.
down.
They did more like gladiator style games.
Right.
Than Legend of the Hidden Temple was like fighting through that maze.
My
and not
grandmother's favorite card game to play when you
Yep.
used to just have to choose your own card game.
Yep,
You play
yep,
like
yep.
5 card studs, 7 card
Yep,
studs.
yep,
It was
yep, yep.
double Pimp Guts.
What's that?
And I don't remember exactly,
Okay.
but it was cool. You had to hold a chip in your hand, and if you were in or out, you would drop the
Yeah,
chip
we'd still
in.
do that. We still do that at my family Christmas.
Yep.
We will be doing that. Quarter max bet. I've been trying to make it 50 cents since I was 8. They're still on quarter max bet. I can tell you, I can annoy all the old timers. They're like dime, and I'm like, and a quarter, and a quarter. Brandon's always making another quarter. Like Kenny said earlier, I'm that guy. I'm that guy you want at the table. Shane, open. We got a flush draw. We got a straight draw. We got a gutter to the nuts. We got a lot of stuff happening. Chastity's got a 3. This seems like a very big hand in the tournament here. We got 23,000 in the middle. Shane whiffed the turn. Chastity turned 2 pair, actually. What a turn.
Yeah.
I was wondering how Shane
I don't
got
know
all the way
how
down to
either one of
23.
them are getting out of here. Zoran could end up second in this tournament from just not playing.
9,000.
All right, so
How is
Shane
Shane
only has
Folger?
one option.
What's that?
Definitely call. Okay. See, I'm the worst.
The other option is all in.
The
Put
other
her to the
option's
test.
all in.
She calls. She
Yeah,
snap calls.
I mean, she's got kings and 3s. I'd call too. Now he does give himself 2 chances to win here. You know. And,
You mean by going all in, getting
Yep.
her to fold?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Kind of unlucky that he turned. I mean, you know,
huge double up. They just switched positions
They did.
here.
Sorry.
if those turn and river were reversed,
Penalty.
then Shane's play gets through. Kind of just a really unlucky turn card for Shane. He had all the equity in the world. He had the right hand. He had the right spot. She had a pair of 3s, and then she just turns like the worst turn on the deck. The queen's not good anymore. The 9's not good anymore. It's just a club or a jack, and you only got 1 shot to hit it. And on top of it, Chastity turned 2 pair to now be able to withstand the semi-bluff shove. Now she's got
Yep.
plenty of goods to call.
And now she's our massive chip leader. But Shane's not out of it here.
No. I mean, hey.
You would have liked to see a bigger bet on the
No,
flop?
no.
It was just an unfortunate turn.
It's just an unfortunate turn. I mean, you can do anything. I mean, Shane could have flatted there. You know, he chose to put her to the test, and literally on every other turn besides a queen, king or a 3, it
Yeah,
works.
the only hand he can't have her have is king
literally
3.
king 3, like king jack or whatever the other cards are with the king. Zoran piling a lot of his chip stack into the pot here.
Yep.
Shane doing damage control, seeing how much he's got left, where we're
got
at,
enough.
what's going on.
I asked
Yeah,
him
15.
who called her to play.
No idea how Zoran's still in this tournament, but
Much players over there.
some people just have the ability to put a short stack. And me and you don't. It's not in our DNA.
I do not have it.
You know what? They just wanted more than us. Zoran was down to 2 bigs, and he said, I'm not out.
With 5 players left. Now there's 3
And
players
have his
left.
chip stack in there, and he's full. He said, I'm not ready to give up yet.
Right.
I'm not putting it with
I'd have been
9-3.
fifth. Now he's got ace-5 suited here. Checking a Chastity. Just wants to see a flop. I think he's a post-flop play guy.
Yeah.
Chastity with chips is going to check into the short stack. Check, check. We're going to see a turn. If it's a club, you should bet it.
So I'm to the point now where if Chastity's checking with all these chips, that she probably doesn't have anything.
Correct. And what's your number 1 tell, Brando? If a player is betting into the pot and stacking chips from the previous hand, there is a 0% chance they are bluffing. 0%. They ain't bluffing.
Well, she bluffed there, but yeah.
Did she bluff?
Yeah. She had 9 high. but that flop, I don't know. I'm just taking that spot with ace-5 of clubs there and just ripping it in, Zoran. But I mean, hey,
You never know. Who knows what the river would have held?
I mean, Zoran's still
King
in.
8 looks
we,
great.
We would have been out,
King 8 looks great.
and he's still in. But I don't know. Chastity with a jack 5. Is she going to take the steamroll approach and just say, all in? We're almost to that point.
Yeah.
Shane's got 13 bigs. You just say the words all in 4 straight times, and now you can, I mean, you can't really double up Shane, but I mean, you can get Shane down to 30K, and then whoop-de-doo, you double him up, he's only back at 60.
Right.
And that's if you get it in and lose.
Right.
Like, a lot has to go wrong if she just wanted to play the old bully ball. Check, check, check. Chastity limped the button. That's a note.
Check.
I got nothing. Check, check. She checks.
Yep.
And 9s and 3s get counterfeited by Shane, and then the river is a king, and Zoran strikes gold. And Shane goes from 2 pair to second best.
Nothing.
Check.
And Zoran doesn't get any value. He might get some value.
That's 4,500.
Chastity's just pure bluffing. Nobody's going to take a stab on the flop or the turn or the river. I'm just going to take a stab here.
Right.
Kind of unlucky for her. Zoran picks
Zoran calls.
She shows Jack high.
I should have bet the turn.
He shows her the bad news. 22-9 for Zoran. Not out of it yet.
Not even
Had, like,
slightly out of it.
5 offsuit. Something like that. Right.
If I bet you fold.
I tried not to look back. 3, 53.
Chastity's 60% of the chips here. So now, imagine that there is a lot of ICM here, big pay jumps, with Zoran nursing that short stack how he is, knowing that he's not going to get it in with very many hands, even though he's the short stack. Chastity can literally punish this table by just going all in every hand. Shane can't call, and Zoran's not going to call. So, you know what I mean? All in, muck. Because what's Shane going to do? I mean, just battle for it all against Chastity. I mean, maybe if he picks up aces, kings, or queens, or ace king. But, like, what are you going to do with 9s? And she's just hammering at every hand. I mean, you're going to muck. And then Zoran, I mean, clearly we've seen he's willing to take the passive post-flop approach. So if Chastity takes that away from him, how long does he stick to that strategy before realizing that?
This is interesting.
5,000.
Chastity flops top pair with an open ender. Shane flops middle pair.
Yeah,
middle 2.
This is really bottom 2. Can't really flop middle 2.
Middle 2.
It's
No,
not,
bottom 2.
it's not a thing.
3 hearts. Shane's the only one with a heart here.
Are you calling Chastity heartless, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What are we gonna do?
This is a weird spot for Shane.
Yep. It's also weird to go from like a massive chip leader the whole tournament to try to change gears to downshift to something different. Like I would have a really hard time in this spot where I don't know how to do that.
And this is also an awkward spot for Shane.
I don't take change very well.
Look at that. Shane gets rid of 2 pair here with a heart draw. At least partially because Zoran's short stack. At least partially. So that's a little bit of the pressure that you can put down. And now there is a 4-liner to the straight and 3 hearts. So, I mean, it is really bad turn for Shane. But, I mean, she just got away with highway murder. Or highway robbery there. Not so much murder, but...
Highway robbery is
the better
terminology
there,
but I know what you meant.
Yeah.
They got 6 there.
That's good.
It's great.
That's all we need.
By the time that turns on, I think someone's walking in.
All right. Shane's
out.
out.
Was that ace-7?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
If it was, I'm not crazy about it. Chastity's going to limp in here, and Zoran's going to limp in as well. Or check his way to the flop.
10, 6, 4. Zoran with a gutter. Chastity with the card that he needs for the gutter. Also with the best hand with king high. Going to a turn. Chastity's the only one with a heart. Zoran is now heartless.
Check.
And king high is going to be a winner here. And you can see that Zoran is content to just throw his hand in the muck.
At the king of hearts, though.
Chastity 110K.
Yeah.
And this is now is a 10 big blinds, 6 big blinds. You can really ramp it up here. These are almost the perfect chip counts. If you're ever in this spot and Chastity's spot, guys, we're all in every hand.
Just punish
We're
him.
all in every hand. And we don't even need to look. And we can fake like we look to fake them out, but we don't even actually have to look. We're just all in. Literally the perfect chip stacks. And all it takes is an orbit of you taking them down to them just to melt. They have 10 big blinds and 6 big blinds. That turns to 9 and 5.
Look,
that
she
turns
got
to
the best hand
8
again.
and 4. All in, Chastity. All in. Just go for it.
9,000.
They can't call.
To 9,000.
I actually think the only way that they're going to be able to get into this tournament is if she doesn't put the pedal to the metal. She is raising, so I will give her that.
Yep.
And 9K is basically an all-in. She's probably calling off any of those chip stacks.
It's the indication of I'm willing to bet. Yeah, if
Yep.
you go all in, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
Either put them all in or don't.
And now here we go. And just like I'm saying, she takes down 1 and it's 9 and 5. She does that 2 more times, and all of a sudden it's 7 and 3.
Yep.
And then it doesn't even matter because if they double up, it's 7 to 14. Shane's almost in the same spot he's in right now.
Yep.
But he has to win the all-in. And imagine there's ICM pressure, so Shane's not going to want to bust before Zoran because he's going to want this page out.
All right, Shane's with 4s. Small blind. Zoran's got to act first. Queen deuce. You've been lucky with the queen, Zoran. No.
This is
All right,
an
Shane's
all-in.
gonna take it.
And,
No cutesy plays here. Just jam it in.
I'm all in. I mean, I'm not.
Raise it up. 8,000.
I'm
He
not.
raised.
Yeah.
Raised to 8,000. Maybe he wants to figure. Give him a little fold equity, I guess.
Yeah. It just seems so hard.
You're just not gonna fold though.
It just seems so hard. All right, so now we got 4s. There's 18,000 a pot. You got 20,000. What are we looking for here? Besides a 4,
Nothing.
right? This is a hard flop, and this is a pretty good flop. Now it's going to work out because she's got nothing, and she bets 10,000, and he's going to take down the pot, which is fine. He did have a really nice hand to go up against the Jack 4 with 4s.
True.
But I'm just all in there. I'm not trying to see 3 cards when I got 4s. 5 cards or 0 cards for me. Shane strikes back once, so it's not only the Chastity show.
Wait, no, I was on.
Oh, you moved it? Okay, got it.
Little confusion about the button. 15-3, 15 small blind Annie. Actions on Shane.
Yes.
King 4 into the muck. Chastity, we're all in here. Don't think about it. Don't look. You got king high. Let's just jam it on him. We don't want to let him see flops. Let's deny him this equity. Now look, he's 40%. You just jam it all in. He's 0% because the hand's in the muck and Mike's dealing the next hand. I mean, it's pretty easy, and you can just forget everything I say when you flop top pair. But
true.
But in general, it's not always this easy.
Well,
Yeah, show a king.
sure, okay.
110K to 12K. Don't let him see any flops. If he's going to see a flop, he's going to see all 5 cards for all of his chips. I sound like a broken record. However, Chastity is still dominating the table. She's just not dominating the table I want her to dominate. How I want her to dominate. But, I mean, this still is... they're both on life support here. And if Shane finds a double up, it's a new life. But the way it's looking...
Yeah, she's been kind of crushing these two.
Yeah. All right, 10-7.
Still
How about
best
the
hand.
all-in?
Still the best hand.
How about all in? Just do it for me once. Plop out 70,000 in blue. Seems like a limp.
It's a limp.
Okay. Once again, Zoran's in with a 9 high. Shane's now in with 6 high. This whole situation could have not happened. However, I'm sure she'll just flop 2 10s, but I mean... Okay, King 4-5. Still the best hand? Okay.
Check, check.
So now I will say,
She bet.
she is betting here, which is good.
So she's close to the
Right. She's
the
all
pedal.
yeah, correct. The pedal is like she's just too afraid to absolutely
She's
floor
doing
around
like
the bend.
she's doing like 75 on
Right.
the express play. We want her to be going 90.
Right.
We want 90 plus.
I really want 90 plus.
Right.
With like look at this, 10 and 3.
She's not doing the old like going 5 miles under the speed limit here.
And once again, Shane wants this ladder, so Shane's not calling off anything.
Right.
Anything.
And again, it's not enough chips to even do it. Even if she doubles them up, she's still the chip leader.
Correct.
Now it's a much closer
And it
game.
takes her shoving, him calling, and him winning all have to happen for her to still be chip leader. It's my phone, don't worry. Okay. Zoran with kings. Saved by kings. If he does anything other than go all in here, I'm walking out.
Fold. Okay, he's all in, folks. Brandon won't leave.
I'm sticking around for a little longer. Chastity with the pocket twos. This is an insta call, and she does call. And she's not going to like the bad news.
No. But
However,
10,000
who cares? She's been hovering between 100 and 110. It's just about, she's got to pick up the blinds the next couple of hands. She's back.
At pocket twos.
6,000 out there in blinds, guys. 6K.
Yep.
Who cares about a 9K all in when you can just pick up 6K in blinds every hand?
When you're kings.
Maybe she'll flop a deuce.
It's just when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Can't lose.
You're the river.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, Zoran, he nursed it. He nursed
did.
it, unlike I've would ever be able to do it.
he did.
He squeezed out a couple extra $100 because of it.
He went from 5th to 3rd.
He did have to win a few all-ins.
And
by
he
a few,
really
I mean
got
5.
it in where he could have almost gotten into second place chips here. I mean, conceivably, he should have won that hand.
Oh, yeah,
Kings
it's a
versus
22K
deuces.
chip pot. And then you spin one more double, and you're at 45, and then it's anybody's game.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a double skip because I can't.
And here we go.
Right?
We are heads up.
It has been the Shane and Chastity show all day long, and
Yep.
now they get to play heads up, although she does have him pretty well dominated.
Yep.
What are the chip stacks? 130 to like
I don't know,
40?
Norm. Yeah, 127 to maybe 35.
127 for Chastity.
I'm good. Give me 35, give me 35, give me 35.
Messenger.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Boom, 27. Sorry, Brandon. Totally
Queens,
wins
though.
on the consolation prize. I think, again,
Queenies.
I mean, is there any chance she folds to Jack 9 here?
No, but if you're not going to fold, you might as well just jam.
All right, so she's still doing it. She's speeding, but she's not recklessly driving, and you want reckless driving.
I do. Because, I mean, if you...
Bet 6,000.
He's going to jam.
All
if
in.
you're going to call anyways with
She's
Jack
going to
9,
call no matter what.
then you might as well just jam in the first place.
Take it away from him. Unexploitable.
It is. I mean, the same result's going to happen in this spot, but, I mean, this is Queens. This is a dream for Shane. This is what he's been waiting for all day.
But
chance-
let's not get ahead of ourselves. Zoran was in the dream position.
yeah,
Just one
this
hand
is-
to go.
This is...
Gives him a whack.
No,
Oh,
what a
no,
turn.
no.
Look at all those outs.
Oh my gosh. You know what those outs are? A spade flush.
Look at Mike shaking your head. Yeah, I'd scratch my head too after that one, buddy.
A phenomenal play from Chastity. We've thoroughly enjoyed this one. This is one of my favorite free rolls to
A
watch
lot of
so
good
far.
hands. I actually
so
like
many
this
good
one.
hands. Really good time. Thank you as always for watching CCG Poker TV. Make sure you check us out next year. 2023 is coming up for the massive free roll coming up. Should be awesome. Brando, lead us out.
Farewell, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Merry Christmas.